Eric Dane.
So, do you ever go out with coworkers?
I make it a rule not to.
That I am so glad that I don't work here.
Before we begin today's tribute, if you enjoy meaningful stories, heartfelt tributes, and inspiring life journeys, make sure to support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to Social Heat. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our future content. Now, let's take a moment to remember and honor an incredible life. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather not just to remember an actor, not just to celebrate a celebrity, but to honor a human being whose life story touched millions of hearts across the world.
But he was he was the funniest man. He was such a joy to work with, and I want to just remember him in that spirit.
There's a kid looking for you.
What?
Daddy?
What?
Nicely done.
Thanks.
I'll be getting you back for that.
We are here to pay tribute to Eric Dane, a man who brought unforgettable characters to life, who showed incredible strength in the face of adversity, and who leaves behind a legacy defined not only by talent, but by courage, kindness, resilience, and grace. Eric Dane's story did not begin in the bright lights of Hollywood. It began in San Francisco, California, where he was born on November 9th, 1972. Like many of the great stories we admire, his journey towards success was not straightforward. It was shaped by loss, by determination, and by an unwavering belief that dreams are worth chasing, even when the path toward them seems uncertain. Eric lost his father at a very young age, an experience that would deeply shape his perspective on life.
I want you to promise me something. If you love someone, you tell them. Even if you're scared that it's not the right thing, even if you're scared that it'll cause problems, even if you're scared that it will burn your life to the ground, you say it, and you say it loud. And then you go from there.
Growing up without a parent is something that can either break a person or build a quiet strength within them. And for Eric, it became a source of motivation. It gave him an understanding of life's fragility and the importance of making every moment count. That understanding would later become reflected in the emotional depth he brought to so many of his performances. Interestingly, Eric did not initially set out to become an actor. In high school, he was an athlete playing water polo and imagining a future that had nothing to do with scripts or stage lights. But everything changed when he participated in a school production of Arthur Miller's All My Sons. Something clicked. For the first time, he realized that storytelling, becoming someone else, sharing emotion through performance, was what he wanted to do with his life. From that moment on, Eric Dane committed himself to acting. Like many aspiring performers, his early years in Hollywood were filled with struggle. He appeared in small roles on television shows such as Saved by the Bell, The Wonder Years, and Married with Children. These were not leading roles. They did not bring fame or headlines, but they were stepping stones. They were lessons. They were opportunities to grow, to learn, and to slowly build the skills that would one day captivate millions. And then came the role that changed everything. In 2006, Eric Dane joined the cast of Grey's Anatomy as Dr. Mark Sloan, a character who would soon become affectionately known by fans around the world as McSteamy.
It's an X-ray to check for fractures.
Sexy?
No?
McYummy.
No. McSteamy.
Oh, there it is.
What began as a guest appearance quickly evolved into something far greater. Eric brought charisma, charm, vulnerability, humor, and unexpected emotional complexity to Mark Sloan, transforming him from what could have been a one-dimensional character into one of the most beloved figures in the show's history. Mark Sloan was not perfect, and that's what made him real. He was flawed, complicated, romantic, and deeply human. Eric portrayed him with warmth and sincerity, allowing audiences to see beyond the surface and understand the heart beneath. Through Mark Sloan, Eric helped redefine what it meant to be both strong and sensitive at the same time. For years, fans laughed with him, cried with him, and grew alongside him. But Eric's talent was never limited to one role. Beyond the halls of Seattle Grace Hospital, he brought his presence to the big screen. He appeared in the blockbuster X-Men, The Last Stand as the mutant Jamie Madrox, introducing himself to an entirely new audience within the world of superhero cinema. He showed his softer side in Marley and Me, contributing to a story about love, family, and the bond between humans and their pets. And in Burlesque, he stepped into a glamorous musical world alongside some of the biggest names in entertainment, demonstrating his versatility as an actor who could move seamlessly between drama, action, and romance. Years later, Eric would once again captivate audiences in a completely different way when he took on the role of Cal Jacobs in the critically acclaimed HBO series Euphoria. This role allowed him to explore darker emotional territory, portraying a complex father grappling with identity, secrecy, regret, and generational trauma. It was a powerful performance that reminded audiences that Eric Dane was not just a television heartthrob from years past, but an actor capable of deep, nuanced storytelling. However, beyond the screen, Eric's most profound role was that of a husband and father. He married actress Rebecca Gayheart, and together they built a family centered around love and support. He often spoke about how fatherhood changed him, how becoming a dad shifted his priorities and gave him a renewed sense of purpose. In interviews, he described his daughters as his greatest achievement, a sentiment that revealed the man behind the fame, someone who valued family above everything else. And then came one of the most difficult chapters of his life. In April 2025, Eric publicly revealed that he had been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, commonly known as ALS. ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, gradually taking away a person's ability to move, speak, and eventually breathe.
Path to a cure. And that's why I partner with IMALS on the push for progress. Our goal? $1 billion over the next 3 years.
For many, such a diagnosis would bring fear, silence, or retreat from the public eye. But Eric chose something else. He chose courage. Instead of hiding, he spoke openly about his condition, helping to raise awareness for ALS and shining a light on the realities faced by those living with the disease. He reminded people that strength is not measured by physical ability, but by the willingness to face adversity with dignity and honesty. Even as his health declined, Eric continued to inspire others by showing that life does not end with a diagnosis, that hope, love, and purpose can exist even in the most challenging circumstances. He became more than an actor during this time. He became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that the true measure of a person lies not in their fame, but in how they respond when life becomes most difficult. Eric Dane's life teaches us many lessons. It teaches us about perseverance, about continuing to pursue our dreams even when success feels far away. It teaches us about empathy, about understanding that everyone carries unseen struggles. It teaches us about love, the love of family, of friendship, of community. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches us about courage, the courage to live fully, even when faced with uncertainty. Though he may no longer be with us physically, his work remains. His performances continue to live on in the laughter and tears of audiences who revisit their favorite scenes. His advocacy continues in the increased awareness surrounding ALS. His legacy continues in the lives of his children and in the hearts of those who admired him. When we think of Eric Dane, let us not think only of the characters he played, but of the man he was. Someone who faced life's greatest challenges with quiet bravery and unwavering love for those around him. Today, we celebrate not an ending, but a life that made a difference. A life that reminded us to cherish our loved ones. A life that showed us how to be strong in vulnerability. A life that continues to inspire. Thank you, Eric, for the stories, the memories, and the strength you shared with the world. You may be gone, but your legacy will never fade. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to remember and celebrate the incredible life and legacy of Eric Dane with us here today. If you found this tribute meaningful, don't forget to support the channel by liking this video, sharing it with others who admired his work, and subscribing to Social Heat for more heartfelt stories, inspiring journeys, and powerful tributes to the people who've made a lasting impact on our world. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Until next time, stay kind, stay inspired. This is Social Heat.